Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 29th. This week, we're just going to jump right in here, Virgo. You have this card that says transformation on it, and this other card that says wildness on it. It says pressure and electricity. So, the transformation that you're going through could be due to some pressure that you've been experiencing or some challenges that you've been experiencing in your life. And that's kind of like what I feel is going on here for you. I love this card. Definitely a very good card. You have the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. It's like I almost feel like there is something that you're wishing for, Virgo, with that Nine of Cups. I don't really see it as like a wish coming in necessarily. I still think it's good, though. Like, it's not, I'm not suggesting that the Nine of Cups is bad in your reading. I just think that, it's kind of saying more that there is something that you want, which, we all want something. And you've been imagining like how you can get it with the Seven of Cups. And then you have the Three of Pentacles, which is saying that there are like people who want to help you or who can help you get the things that you want in life, whatever it is. For some of you, this could be a love connection. For others, it's whatever, it could be something you're working on. You always get these cards of transformation. Your very first card there was a card of transformation. So, again, it could be a transformation that you're hoping to go through or a transformation that you're kind of like hoping to have in some area of your life. Nine of Cups is about bathing in the energy of what you want. So you and Taurus always get this with me, and I would just say that if there's something you want, just become it. I know that's like easier said than done, but I really feel that it is that simple, is that you just need to be the thing that you want to be. It's not about faking it till you make it. It's about matching the energy, the habits, all that other good stuff of whatever it is that you want to be in life. You have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. Seven of Cups is about having all these options. He has a lot of options in the direction he could move in his life. And I think the one thing that's holding you back is fear. The reason I say that is we go 2 sevens right here. To me, 2 sevens in the tarot represents internal fears that don't exist. And I feel there's like a new beginning that you could be having or desiring to have with that Page of Pentacles. I kind of feel like you might be worried about the result, is kind of what I'm getting here. Three of Pentacles is a result. The whole point of this card is that he has done a good job. This card itself represents quality work. He has done something to a high degree of accuracy. So he's getting attention, or he's being celebrated, for what he has accomplished. And, I feel like for a lot of you, you're like either worried, there's either a fear here that you won't be celebrated for what you accomplish or for what you do, or again, like knowing what to do is the problem. It's kind of weird. I have like 2 problems in my head. The first one I just described. The other problem I have is, again, that you are worried that maybe something that you're working on or working towards or something that you desire to work on, and we are talking about work or business, maybe you're worried that it won't be celebrated, or maybe you're worried that people will think that you do a bad job or whatever. So kind of like more imposter syndrome type of energy is what I'm getting here off of the Three of Pentacles. So let's see where this is going. Maybe you've been criticized in the past is what I'm getting. I don't really see this in the cards. This is more, I would say intuitive. It's like if you've been criticized in the past or something, or even if you've had like something, sometimes I think we can go through something that is like not even connected to whatever we're worried about. Like, maybe you were criticized when you were like 2 years old about whatever. And now that is affecting your work or something like that is what I'm getting on the Three of Pentacles. I think I guess the good news here is that this is something that it looks like you're working on or you're trying to overcome. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is kind of about going on an adventure and building something new. So I feel like you're being encouraged to build something new in your life. We've talked about that. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Empress. Empress is about abundance and creating abundance. Like whatever you're dreaming about is going to be very abundant. So again, if you're dreaming about making a change in your career or in your work, or if you're dreaming about improving your business in some way, because again, I do feel for a lot of you, this is financial. It could also be your love life because there is love here. So, it could be both. Take it how it resonates, whatever you're working towards or whatever you want. But I do think that there is clearly a lot of abundance. But something, Seven of Cups, I always say, is like you can dream about something all day long, but until you manifest it down to earth, whatever it is, whatever you're dreaming about, and you have the experience, you don't know what is going to happen. So I feel like you need to take something out of the dream world and bring it into the real world, because it will be very abundant. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. I think you need to see that things can go another way. Maybe you've been criticized in work or business, and I think you need to see that things that, you're not always going to be criticized, that your story is not always going to be the same, So it's like if you've been losing money in work or business, or, if you've had a long history of things not going well in your career, especially, with your work with the Three of Pentacles, then I feel like you need to say to yourself that things don't always have to be the same. Again, when we've lived a story for too long, that story becomes a part of our identity, and you earth signs, for whatever freaking reason, have been getting these readings about needing to change your story. So now is the time. And I literally feel just like the way you talk to yourself, the things you say to yourself, all that needs to change here. You have this happy card and this chaos and conflict card. I feel like you are about to be very happy. I do feel like you've experienced a lot of chaos and conflict in the past, and it looks to me like you're moving past it. I love this happy card. She's like channeling happiness into her. So she's like choosing to be happy in her life. And I do feel for a lot of you that you are choosing happiness and you are doing things that make you more happy. I do feel, every single reading I've ever done for you, butterflies, right? We have butterflies in this reading. I'll show you in a second. And so you've been going through this deep transformation, for like 3 years now at least, or maybe even 4 years. You have this Knight of Swords. There are butterflies right here. Right there, those golden butterflies. And so you've been going through this transformation for a long time. Again, transformations don't happen overnight, and that caterpillar soup energy, which I've talked to you about before, is never comfortable, where you're going through the transformation. But again, I think this could be the year where you finally where we can stop talking about caterpillars and butterflies, right? Even on this card, you can see that the zebra is kind of underneath all this like brown color or whatever's going on this card. So it's almost like you've been through a lot of chaos, and now you're stepping into this time where you are transforming. You have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is where happiness is coming for you. You have that happy card. I do feel like saying you are going to be very happy. There's something about your happiness increasing in this reading, and it could be good news that you are receiving with the Page of Pentacles. So if you, especially for those of you where there is something work related, if you've been waiting to get approval, or, if you've just been trying to find your place in work, or trying to figure out something to do in work, or something to create in work, or whatever, I feel that you could really be, creating something new with the Page of Pentacles. I also feel there's just good news coming in for you with the Page of Pentacles. So I really like where this is going for you. I do feel there could be a new person as well if you're looking for love. So, like I said, I feel there definitely could be an admirer. We go this way. Someone finds you attractive, Virgo. We go up to the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups right here. So that kind of tells me, Six of Swords says one person, either you or the person you're attracting, had to move on from something. But it looks like, I feel like saying that journey is complete. So, if you've been waiting on a person to heal, or if you've been waiting for yourself to heal, it looks to me like you are finally moving forward. And again, someone finds you attractive, Empress. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I just feel that you are, very attractive at this time. You have the Moon. The Moon, of course, can represent confusion. We have that Seven of Cups there. We have a bunch of sevens here. Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles touching. The Moon can represent fears, but as I always say, the Moon does not say stop. I think we are in the time of the Moon, really. I think we are in a time where nobody has a freaking clue what they're doing, and our job is to just keep pushing. Neptune and Pisces, I think something, that I've talked about for years, is that with Neptune and Pisces, I believe that it kind of removes those milestones where, you're working on a project, or working on a business, or you're in a relationship, and something happens to tell you you're going in the right direction. It's like normally, before Neptune and Pisces, after Neptune and Pisces, I think it'll return. That where you're working on something and you get a little clue that you're going in the right direction. I think the distances between the clues is just longer. So, it's like if you're working on a project, you might have to work on it for a while before you get a clue that you're moving in the right direction, if that makes sense. But same thing in love, or, everything else that you're doing in life. And I think the Moon just says it's almost like the universe is saying, well, if you really want something, you will do it no matter what, you know? And so, you know, it's funny because like when I used to answer questions live, people would like, I would always get people that would be like, oh, I want to write a book. Should I write this book? I'm like, well, real writers write. So it doesn't matter if the book does well or not. If you want to be a writer, you have to write. And, you know, I'm not saying you have to be a writer, but what I'm saying here is that if there's something you want, you know, I think that we're in a time where the universe is like, well, if you want it, then results shouldn't matter, right? You should just keep pushing forward. And the secret is that if you do keep pushing forward, you will get the results, but you have to keep pushing forward, right? So that's what I get here. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Justice card. Definitely a balanced situation coming in here. So if you want love, you know, I feel like there could be a very balanced, you know, kind of equal give and take type of person. It's really all I get there. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict and competition. And, you know, again, I almost feel like this is saying that you should take advantage of competitions or, you know, maybe chaotic situations. And we're not talking about bad things here, but it's like we can learn a lot from competition. You know, I always say personally, I believe we're entering into a time of co-creation, but that does not mean that you should avoid competition, right? You know, I think that there's such a thing as healthy competition, and I also think that how we think about competition is what can make it, you know, toxic or healthy, right? So if you enter into a competition or if you go into a competitive business, if you look at it as a learning experience and you don't attach, you know, too much stuff to it, then it could be a positive experience. But I think if you're entering into situations thinking, oh, I'm going to dominate this situation and I'm going to conquer all the people around me and all that other stuff, then you're going to have a really hard time. So, you know, I kind of think that it's about how you do it. But I do see like situations where, like kind of like popping up for you where you could enter into, you know, like competition, but it could be like a competitive business or, you know, competitive work environment. But I think it's all about your perspective. With the Moon, you have the Five of Swords. You are clearly healing from something. I kind of feel like it's you that's healing here, Virgo. You know, I'm cheating a little bit based off your astrology as well. But I feel like you could be healing from past connections or something that really hurt you. And we have this card here that says true love will find you at the end. So, you know, again, I almost feel that it would be better for you to like focus on yourself. Nine of Cups here and the Knight of Wands. Nine of Cups with the Knight of Wands would literally be building yourself. I look at the Knight of Wands as building energy. Just, you know, to me, he's a true builder in the tarot. Nine of Cups is the energy that you bathe in, the energy that's around you. And so I think that it would be better for you to not focus on anything except for yourself and making yourself the best version of yourself, right? Next, you have this Throne card. It says position of authority. You have this Arrow card. It says you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. So you are clearly going in the right direction here, and I would just keep moving. And again, results or not, like I said, regardless of what results you're getting, or if you think you're going the right direction, if your mom tells you you're going in the wrong direction, no matter what, keep going in the direction that you're going, because clearly you could be becoming an authority. I think a lot of people are becoming authorities in the life, but it's like very personal. You know, it's like you could be, you know, becoming an authority on, you know, taking care of the snails in your backyard. I don't like whatever, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be something important. It's not like you have to become like some authority like somewhere. So again, like this type of authority could be whatever is going on in your life. But I think that to become the authority, it requires you to like stay on the path that you're on. You have the Six of Swords and the Page of Cups. I definitely feel something about healing and love coming in for you here. But it's kind of funny because I feel like you're not even like really focused on love anyway. And that could be for some of you, and that could be why love is entering into your life. And I also feel that when you're on, like, this is, you know, again, like I was saying with Neptune and Pisces, it's almost as if you actually are getting confirmation for your path, but these confirmations could be disconnected. You know, it's like maybe you are working towards a project in business and like a really good relationship shows up. That could actually be confirmation that that's the person you're supposed to be with, and also that you are going the right direction in business because everything is flowing, you know? So I think you need to pay attention to the flow and to the different things that do flow in the work that you're doing. I also do feel that some of you could be completely moving on from something. I feel really, I mean, you know, I think this is kind of like a collective energy. Six of Swords, the woman and the child in the boat, they have nothing but the clothing on their back. So they're completely moving on. They're completely moving forward to the calmer shores, and they're completely letting go of the past. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be completely letting go of something from the past. You have the Seven of Swords, line, cheating, stealing, but really, Seven of Swords is a card of tactics, and I would do whatever you can to be tactical. Again, this is another energy that I would say is a collective energy. He is stealing those swords from the army in the background. So instead of going to war, he's stealing the swords so that the swords can't be used against him in battle. And again, I think every single person alive, like anything that you want to do in life, I don't care what it is, you have to look for I would automatically look for another way to do it. Or the other option here is to like do something on a very small level, right? Like on a very tiny like test trial run. I don't really have a good example. It's like I've been working on a startup for like a couple of years, like behind the scenes, right? And when I started it, like what I did is I launched it on at a very, very small level, like much smaller than what it is right now. And so, that is, it's like, that's the best example I could give you. It's like, can you start something like super small, just like a tiny little piece? So again, and you're all going to find out about it soon. So don't worry. It's not that big of a secret, but you're all going to find out soon anyway. But, again, I proved the concept first, right? I started it very small, and then kind of like put it out into the world on a very small level, and now it's like fully being built out. So again, that's like the Seven of Swords. Can you do something smaller, or is there a better way you can do something so you don't waste a bunch of money, so you don't, waste your time and all that other stuff? You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect, so it's equal give and take. I feel for a lot of you that there is something about equal give and take here. I really feel you need to examine the parts of your life where you put energy into the whatever, and I think you need to look at situations and say, are these situations worth it or not? We literally have the Seven of Pentacles here, and Seven of Pentacles is my card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? It's my card that says, is it worth it to put work into something or not? And, I think that for a lot of you, this reading has a lot to do with your own personal happiness. You have that happy card, but it says, like, do you know what makes you happy? Do you know, do you know the things that increase your happiness in life? Do you know the things you can do to become more happy with the Justice card here, right? Do you know the things that you can do to, like, love yourself more, which would also increase your happiness? And if the answer is no, that's fine, because most of us don't know, right? Nobody knows. But your job is to go find out, to go find more of those things. With the Six of Swords and whatever the other card was, Page of Cups, you have the Magician. This to me, he's pointing over to the Two of Wands here. And so I feel for a lot of you, you're obviously going to have to get out into the world to find love, or you're going to have to go, meet new people, have new experiences. That could definitely be where love comes from for you, but you are clearly attracting a connection. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're healing from this. Some of you could be healing from like a cheating type thing, right? Or a sneaky person. If you had a sneaky person, it's like, it's hard to like describe. And I mean, I guess unless it's happened to you, right? Like being cheated on, or even if it's not like cheating, it's like, even if you find out that a person is not who they said they were, or they had major secrets or something like that, it really, you're like, you trusted that person at one point. So, it really shakes you up. I know. I've been there. And, it really, I don't know. I don't think anything has messed with me mentally more than, finding out that a person was like just a complete liar, big time, right? And so, I feel that here. With that Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords, like maybe this person didn't even cheat, but maybe they told a lot of lies in the past or something. So it looks to me like you are healing from that, and it really can shake your confidence and things like that, but it looks to me like you're healing. With the Justice card, you have the King of Cups. So it's like you're learning to trust your feelings is what I feel. Again, maybe, if this is a love situation, maybe in the past you kind of like knew that a person couldn't be trusted, or you had those feelings. So, this could be you learning to trust your feelings. But same thing with work or business, because I have things popping into my head here where it's like, maybe you had ideas that you were like, oh, I'm going to try this idea. And maybe other people told you not to do it, but then you saw someone else do it and they were successful. So it's almost like, it's like you've learned to trust yourself. I almost feel like this is your energy. Yes, I understand that you are not a water sign, but I almost feel that you are just showing up as the King of Cups. King of Cups has very deep emotions. And on like the very positive side of things, he has learned how to trust his emotions. So, that's kind of like what I feel here. I feel like you've learned to trust your feelings. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says, true love will find you in the end. The whole entire reading, pretty much says that. You have this change card. What do you know? There's a change for the better coming your way. Just because you don't see it, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. We literally said this with the moon card, basically the same thing. You need to keep going, even if you don't see the result, because the results are coming. Here's the other thing that's making me crap my pants here, Virgo. Can you see what's all over this card? there are just butterflies all over the card. So, there you go. This only happens to you. This gives me chills when this happens, but clearly you're finishing up your transformation that you've been going through for like 4 years. Again, we've been talking about this literally for like 4 years with you, at least. I think 4 years, maybe 3. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's been a long ass time. And, I feel like you're kind of like finishing that up, is what's going on here. And I also feel there could be true love coming in for you clearly. But clearly a change for the better that's going to make you very happy with that happy, happy card. You have the Two of Wands. Something behind you is complete. I think a lot of people are realizing this as well, that it's like, it's like we don't have to stay the same for so long, it's like, I don't know. I kind of think we're leaving behind the world that says you have to, go to school, become a lawyer, and that's all you can do for the rest of your life, and you can never change, right? I think we're entering into a time where it's like you can be whatever the hell you want. If you wake up in the morning and you want to be something different, go for it, right? It's like, it just doesn't matter. And I think social media is really the thing that is kind of like proving this. I'm not saying you have to have a social media, right? But I think social media is kind of like the catalyst for the change, even though, social media has been around for like 20 years now, right? So I think that you are kind of realizing that you can be flexible even in who you are, or the things that you work on, or you can change. I think a lot of you have worked on something or have been working on something for a long time, like a business or your identity, which comes up for you a lot because we always get these butterflies in your readings. But I think that you are realizing that you can change. You can be different. You don't have to be the same. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So, but, again, it's coming up in the good stuff. I think the Seven of Pentacles is a good card anyway, because he's looking at those Seven Pentacles. He's saying, like, is it worth it or not? And maybe he's deciding to go grow something else. He's like saying, I've grown these Pentacles. Now I want to grow something different. I want to have a different experience. And I think you're kind of saying that because you have the Hermit right here. You're showing up as yourself at the end of the reading. This puts you in a very strong position whenever you show up as your major arcana version of yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength. And so I feel in a lot of ways that you are just kind of like present in this reading, which is great. Let's see. With the Two of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Yep. If you want love, there's definitely a divine connection coming in for you here. It could be a water sign. Could be any sign, of course. This is a general reading, but it's something that you attracted. Very heart-based person. We talked a lot about your heart in this reading and kind of like your feelings and, what you feel is right for you and all that other good stuff. And so I feel it could be a very heart-based person. And with the Two of Wands, they could live at a distance, or they could be, it could require you to leave your house, for example, Virgo, if you want to find this person. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups. Yes, definitely a very solid connection coming in for you. So if you want love, looks amazing. With the Hermit, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is about you realizing that you can change. Temperance is a transformation. This whole entire reading, I can't even title your readings transformation, something about transformation anymore, because that's all I do. That's all your readings are about. So you're clearly going through a major transformation or a change here. And sorry, there's something going on here. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully that doesn't mess up my camera, but anyway, again, I feel like you're going through a major change here, Virgo. And I think it's going to make you very happy, as that change card said. So let's see. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have the publicity card. Yeah, a lot of attention for you. I think you need to get attention on your skills. We actually don't see it here. Like, I would prefer if the sun or the star came up in this reading, because that would really kind of say, especially having the Magician here, that would say that you need to get attention on your skills. Like, the way I read holistically, I take everything into account. So, just putting it together in my head, like, for me to say that you need to get attention on a skill, I would need to see like the Nine of Pentacles, the Magician, obviously, which you have, the Sun, the Star, something like that. You do have the Empress and the Magician, which is kind of close, but what I feel here is that, clearly you have this publicity card as well. There could be some sort of skill that you have that you need to get attention on. You have this, what does it say? Acquisition on it. So you could be attracting a Taurus, which I think you've had a Taurus in your reading for a while. But this is Sun in Taurus, and this is my fancy couple card. So there could be like a fancy person, or you could be attracting, a good person into your life here with this acquisition card. And it could be like a very fancy connection. You have this generosity card. Yeah, I feel like people want to be generous with you. And I also feel like the universe wants to be generous to you. It's like, look, there are these stars falling from the heavens. It's like these are God-given gifts that are yours, So I feel for a lot of you that you could be working on your skills or getting attention for your skills, like I already said. You have this choice card. I would let go of the past or anything that you've already done. This whole entire reading is really saying like, yeah, you're a Virgo. Those things that you've already done, those conventional things, the things that it's like, yeah, those things are comfortable. It's like maybe you have a business or a job. It's like, your job, your business, everything that is involved there. But to undergo the transformation, you have to do something new that you don't know. Moon, we talked about this with Neptune and Pisces. So, the whole entire reading is encouraging growth, like through change. You have this extremism card. A lot of people have had this. I would be careful of extreme ideas and things like that. I tell everyone this right now, just because like the time that we're in, there's going to be we're going to see a lot of extremes, people going to extremes and things like that. So, I would just keep a level head, but it looks pretty good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.